right? And putting something in your calendar to go, I don't know, play with the merge cube, right? It could be as simple as that, right? Or, oh, I need to call this person and talk to them about this project idea, different for different people. I don't know what that might be, but I'd love for you guys to do that. And so examples, right, if you can't think of any, these are great ways to get started. And it might not be virtual reality, right? This is a virtual reality talk, but anything in life, right? Whatever your passion is. But here we'll talk about virtual reality since it is that sort of talk. So definitely, if you guys haven't been to the VR meetups, are there any like meetup leaders here in the room? There you go. So go attend those. It's amazing going to these events. I'm extremely introverted, right? Until you get me talking about VR, then you can't shut me up. Right? That's not just me. When you go to the VR meetup, the most introverted people on the planet suddenly open up to everyone. And it's just like, immediately, you're excited, you're passionate about the same like things, and people just start talking to each other. It's amazing. It's just like, it's this social sort of, lubricant that brings people together. And, it's not just my experience. I've heard amazing stories that, just socially it's changed people's lives of having a passion about something. Try a lot of VR experiences. They're so broad, everything from, something like, the Merge Cube or, a magic window to, fully immersive VR like the Void, that you guys should try the Star Wars experience here in Los Angeles, right? Completely different experience, right? Or, sort of, meditation type of experiences versus a crazy game, right? Completely different. So that really will help you define what your projects might be, right? What your vision is, because you kind of, those will give you ideas. Maybe order an HMD, right? We don't really have an excuse not to get Google Cardboard, right? That's like, $10, right? You guys have these crazy cell phones for, how much you can afford $10 for something like that. Or learn Unity, right? Go online, work through some tutorials if you're interested in the development part, right? All these steps aren't for anyone; these are just ideas, right? Start thinking about if you want to take something on, right? It might not be you doing it yourself, but finding other people that are interested. So those are just some ideas of action, action items if you're kind of blanking here. Okay, does everyone have something? Okay, so this is my book, the VR book, Human-Centered Design for Virtual Reality. And this really is a whole lot of research over the years for myself as well as a whole lot of others of, what's worked for virtual reality for them. Not necessarily for you. There's very few rules when it comes to virtual reality development because sort of every application is different. But it's still, there's some really cool ideas that people have done over the years. And so this isn't necessarily a leisurely Sunday afternoon read, but it's also not, no mathematics, no algorithms. There's actually really good books out there for that. And we reference some of those books if you're interested in that, those books and papers and such. But this is sort of for a broader audience to understand the design concepts, right, of putting together these virtual creations. So, human perception, understanding reducing motion sickness we talked about, environmental design, interaction patterns, some of the iteration concepts we talked about, all of that. And a whole lot, over 600 guidelines, not rules, but guidelines of, if you're doing this, maybe try this. And it might or might not work, but, sort of things to think about. And a whole lot of references. So you can go to the vrbook.net if you're interested in reading more about, what that book's about, the description and such. And if you are interested, then use this discount code. It's a 20% discount for ATT LA. And if you like it, please consider putting up a review on Amazon.com. Okay, and so we're going to have Ernie say a few words, and then we'll have some time for questions, and I'll be here a while as well to talk with you guys.
Hello. So I'm going to do this real quickly. First of all, we gave you a survey. If you've not filled it out, if you take a few minutes to fill it out, that would be great. We read them all. Jason reads them all. So we really appreciate the information. This particular thing here, I'll do it in lieu of actually showing slides. So how many people here went to the afternoon session? Okay. And of you all, how many did not like it? Okay. So for those of you that have not seen the 360 session, if you're available tomorrow evening, we're going to be doing that session again. And it actually is a very, very cool session. As a matter of fact, the book that we gave away for the raffle there was from a local author, Michael Wall. And on the bottom of this, there's the information for both his website, if you're interested in the 360 video book, kind of making 360 film, in addition to Jason's. Jason gave you his code. If you want to get Michael's book, you can use ATT25, and I think he'll give you 25% off. The second thing is in the middle, I'm not going to go over them, but there's a number of AT&T things there, websites that you might want to check out. We have, some of you may know, we had this big, huge event at Warner Brothers Studios last year. It was multiple thousands of people there. We're doing it again this year on June 2nd and 3rd. So one of them is a link to that. The registration site is not up yet, but it will be put up shortly. So kind of go to that and check it out. If you're into competitions, whether it is technical competitions or actually filmmaking, the next two things down, at SHAPE, there's going to be $60,000 worth of prizes for short film. There's a number of different categories, including 360, mobile films, I don't know, drones or something like that. So that is open for submissions right now. If you want to submit a film, go to the website and do it. Because once we hit a certain level, we're going to cut it off. And then below that is for an application competition, $50,000 worth of prizes. So these are pretty big deals. On the other side, if you want to keep in touch with AT&T things that are going on, you can do one of two things. The AT&T SHAPE newsletter comes out, I forget, weekly, monthly, something or another. But that'll just give you some blogs that we're doing, things like that. And then the second one is, Jason talked about meetups. We have a meetup that is the AT&T Los Angeles Tech and Entertainment, blah, 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 blah meetup. Join it. Whenever we have an event going on, we'll always post it, and so it'll allow you to know what's happening. If you want to go to SHAPE, for instance, and you belong to the meetup, then you can get in for free. So that's a pretty good deal. Anyway, so that's what that sheet is all about. With that, Jason will pick the winner. Oh, and the prize is his book signed by Jason himself.
Okay.
The first four numbers are the same, so don't get too excited.
Okay. 4636. Who has that number? 487. Okay.
Hey, there we go. Yay! Yay!